This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Now at 11, dozens of residents of an Indianapolis assisted living facility have less than 2 months to figure out new living arrangements.
Working for you, RTV6's Cameron Riddle is taking a look at the resources available now that the company behind Crestwood Village is selling 2 of its properties.
Packing up and moving is something most of us would dread at any age. But at 99 years old, Miss Vera is being forced to leave her home, and surprisingly, she's okay with it. For the past 13 years, Vera Knuckles has called the Crestwood Village East Senior Community her home.
This apartment became vacant, and my husband was so excited about it. And he came down here 2 or 3 times a day to see how much work they'd finished on it so we could move in.
When Miss Vera and her now late husband moved into their East Side senior community, they were looking for a facility that could take care of her during her treatments for skin cancer. Now that facility and the care it provides are going away after Justice Senior Living Communities announced plans to close and sell both Crestwood Village East and West, leaving 104 employees without a job and forcing 100 residents to find a new place to live.
Well, it's been great. You know, I've made a lot of friends here, and I do a lot of things here, but I get out more often than most of them. Now, we have people that live in here that are here every day, all day. Some of them don't have anybody to come and see them. Some of them don't have any outside friends. And so it's difficult.
As you can probably tell, Miss Vera is not slowing down and for the most part takes care of herself. The family that loves her is just a call away, and that peace of mind is not lost on her grandson, who worries for the other residents who may not only have to find a new home, but a group of people to care about them.
My concern is less for my own grandmother and more for some of the other people here. I think some of the people here still don't really know what they're going to do, and 60 days is not a lot of time to move for anybody, especially someone who's retired on a fixed income or what have you.
Thanks to the quick action of her family, Miss Vera already has a new place to live at Crestwood's sister facility in New Palestine. As the East and West Side facilities close their doors, residents are being assisted with relocation and placement services, a $1,000 moving credit, and a public forum for residents and family members. As this former Army sergeant gets ready to move out once again, a near-century-long life has taught her it's okay to start over.
That's right. Just turn over a new life. You can moan and groan, but why bother? It is what it is, and you can't change it.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Thank you, Cameron. And Justice Senior Living, which operates the 2 facilities that are closing, says it is also working with current employees to find them new jobs, either elsewhere in the company or possibly with the new buyers of the current properties.
RTV6 is working for you, getting answers for parents who are worried about overcrowding on their children's school buses.
All of them are crowded. Sometimes they're running early, sometimes they're running late. Just depends on how many kids get on at the stops.
They're having a hard time keeping bus drivers. And the buses seem to be pretty jam-packed. I know they're sitting almost 3 to a seat on our bus.
RTV6 took those concerns to Franklin Township schools where this is happening. A district spokesman says the buses are full but not considered overcrowded. Under state law, 3 elementary school students are allowed to sit in 1 seat. Officials say the district needs more bus drivers, a common issue that it's working to address. Changes have been made near a school on the west side of Indianapolis just days after a parent reached out to RTV6 for help. Today, the Department of Public Works installed new school zone signs on Holt Road and Sam Jones Expressway near Stoutfield Elementary School in Wayne Township. The new signs come less than a week after we took a mother's concerns about this busy intersection to DPW. If you see a safety issue near your child's school, bus stop, or on the bus, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
Now in the Star Team Tracking Center with us tonight is Alyssa Donovan. And Alyssa, it was gorgeous out tonight.
It was beautiful today.
A nice breeze.
Yes.
Everything right was going on, but it's going to get hot this weekend.
Yeah, so that heat is back in the forecast, and so is the humidity. So don't get used to how it felt today, because we are going to see those changes moving into the weekend. Right now, 72 in Indianapolis. It's 68 in Tipton, 67 in Peru. You can see those cooler spots to the north of us, and that's just because that's where we're starting to see some clearing in those skies. We've had partly cloudy skies skies this evening. A lot of that cloud coverage is going to continue clearing out as we head overnight, which means we won't have those clouds to insulate us from that cool, dry air that is over the area. That means by tomorrow morning, we are going to see some cooler temperatures to start. And then we do have this shortwave just off to our west. That's going to move through, bringing us the potential of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow morning, starting in the 60s and 50s in the morning, and then we will climb into the 80s by the afternoon.
Alyssa, thank you. The Westfield City Council will vote next month on a proposal to prevent people from coming to your door. The city is trying to protect homeowners' rights and keep unwanted solicitors off their property. In the past, it's been up to homeowners associations whether to allow soliciting. Residents we spoke with say they're in favor of the rule but are skeptical about it being enforced.
We were on a no-call list with our phones forever. Didn't stop anybody. And of course, what are you going to do? Sue them? You can't do anything. And so if you pass this, that's great. But how do you enforce it?
Well, as long as it's a city ordinance and properly passed, yes, our police department will enforce that on a one-on-one basis.
Mayor Andy Cook says a solicitation company is challenging the proposal. For more information on how it would work, go to the RTV6 app and click on this story. Also in Westfield, a sign that proudly displays the city's name as you enter it and leave it will be changed. Westfield spent nearly $300,000 to install the pillar along US 31 near 146th Street last year. But the fix will be on another city's dime. Carmel is going to pay for it. Westfield leaders say Carmel knew about the naming on both sides of the sign. Carmel leaders say they did not know. The mayors of both cities met late last year to discuss solutions after concerns that the sign could be confusing for drivers not familiar with that area.
Part of an abandoned and rundown property on the far east side of Indianapolis is no longer a problem. This week, the city wrapped up demolition of several city-owned units at the Town and Terrace housing complex off of 42nd Street and Post Road. The property was blamed for crime and other public safety concerns. The city says it does not own all of the structures, and right now there are no redevelopment plans for the site, but officials are working to change that.
City leaders are also working to address areas where people do not have access to fresh food, known as food deserts. Indianapolis is looking for an expert or organization to work with city staff and community leaders to help get to the root of what causes food insecurity and how to fix it. The consultant will also work with small grocery store owners that are trying to succeed in food deserts.
What we're trying to do here is give people an additional lifeline to help them grow out of some of the initial growing pains of trying to make a difference without necessarily having the technical expertise as you get started. And I think that's an important thing that we can leverage our city resources to help do.
The city will be accepting submissions to take on this task to the Office of Public Health and Safety until Friday, October 4th.
And a reminder from the Indiana State Department of Health, school vaccine requirements have changed for this school year. 2 doses of the hepatitis A vaccine are now required for kindergarten through 7th grade and 12th graders. 2 doses are recommended for all other grades. The health department also encourages parents to make sure kids are current with all recommended vaccines to keep them healthy and prevent the spread of disease to others. And Peyton Manning Children's Hospital will now serve patients in southern Indiana. Today, the hospital officially opened its 2nd emergency room. It's at St. Vincent Hospital in Evansville. The legendary former Colts quarterback cut the ribbon on the facility during a ceremony yesterday. The new hospital will offer specialized pediatric emergency care. The first Peyton Manning Children's Hospital is on 86th Street in Indianapolis.
Giant dinosaur fossils will soon be on display at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis. The museum scientists have uncovered 7 tons of fossils along the Jurassic Mile in Wyoming, and some of that had been hidden for 150 million years. This is video from the Big Dig. Some of the fossils being prepped will be on display at the newly expanded Jurassic Paleo Prep Lab, scheduled to open September 10th. The new exhibit, called Mission Jurassic, is still a couple of years from debuting. Police in Northeast Indiana are trying to find the owner of a snake found slithering around the city of Decatur. They say that it's a red-tailed boa. That type of snake can grow to be around 13 feet long. They are not venomous.
Many high school programs are going beyond books to help students go from classroom to career. Coming up, how young people who want to protect and serve are getting hands-on training.
And lucky to be alive, the latest on the aftermath of a fiery plane crash involving Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his family. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
Day only at Ashley Home Store.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
New at 11, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is out of the hospital tonight after surviving this fiery plane crash in Tennessee. His wife, child, and others also escaped safely. The NASCAR analyst and former driver will be absent from the booth this weekend in the aftermath of this wreck. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the latest tonight.
This plane bursting into flames just after landing in Tennessee.
Yeah, the dude just pulled a baby out of there. It's a private jet.
On board, 5 people, including former NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt Jr., his wife, and baby.
Yeah, your first thing when you look at that, I think it's not going to be good. We're very fortunate and blessed that no one was hurt.
The racing legend has seen his share of crashes and close calls through his career, but none like this. The 10-seat Cessna owned by Earnhardt rolling off the end of the runway at Elizabethton Airport, slamming through a fence, ending up here on the side of a highway.
The EMS personnel did put Dale on a cot and take him to the hospital.
Earnhardt's family has a tragic history. His father, Dale Sr., was the most popular driver in the sport when he was killed on the last lap of the Daytona 500 in 2001. Tonight, after this near disaster, Dale Jr.'s sister tweeting, "Everyone is safe." Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The White House says the U.S. economy is strong after a big plunge on Wall Street sparked fears of a recession. The Dow went up 99 points today after losing more than 800 points yesterday, its worst day of the year. But a new report showing stronger than expected retail sales and a solid profit from Walmart are relieving some concerns. And this week, President Trump backed off threats to implement tariffs on millions of dollars worth of some popular Chinese goods.
From foreign investors, a desire to purchase American bonds where it's safer because they're concerned about the economy elsewhere.
If you are worried about your 401k, analysts say even with this recent fatality, your plan should be doing better than it did last year.
Vice President Mike Pence will be back in Indiana later this month. He is scheduled to speak at the American Legion National Convention. He will address delegates on August 28th at the Indiana Convention Center in downtown Indianapolis. Pence also spoke at the convention in Minneapolis last year, covering veterans issues like health care, benefits, and national security.
Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 commitment, connecting you to jobs, resources, training, and more.
Yeah, tonight, our career coach shares advice for job seekers who may be concerned about what comes up on a background check.
Criminal backgrounds do, in fact, create limitations, but it's possible to find a job with a conviction. You may have to develop a new plan or skill set that will not reject your past record. First, you want to look up your record and seek legal counsel about having your record expunged. Next, you may have to identify your skills and create a new skill set or education that will target careers that will not hold your record against you. It's best to take responsibility for your conviction, show regret, and give examples of how you have redeemed yourself by your new acquired skills and abilities.
Our career coach also suggests taking advantage of community organizations like Work One, Higher Reentry, Pace Indy, and Indy Helpers. Those groups and many others have information to help people with criminal backgrounds. Now to another local resource that's helping students go from classroom to career. The J. Everett Light Career Center in Indianapolis offers several programs to help students get a job after high school or get a head start on a college degree. Young people interested in law enforcement learn how to analyze fingerprints, conduct building searches, and traffic stops. They say there's great value in getting some hands-on experience.
You could read a book on fingerprint all day, but then being able to actually grab a partner and then be able to do the fingerprints themselves, we'd actually know what it's actually like.
We've patrolled traffic for events like marathons, and it's really good hands-on experience because when we go to those events, police officers are there, so then we can ask them about the field and things like that.
For more information about the program, go to hiringhoosiers.com and click on this story.
A big name will be the first to take the stage at a new music venue in central Indiana. The Brown County Music Center in Nashville, Indiana, officially opened tonight. The theater seats about 2,000 people. Country music star Vince Gill will perform there on August 24th. And new at 11, Bachelor Night at the ballpark took on a new meaning at Victory Field this evening. The Indianapolis Indians welcomed former Bachelor Ben Higgins to the ballpark. Fans lined up before the game for a meet and greet. The Warsaw native currently lives in Denver. We asked him, how does it feel to be back in Indiana?
It's nice. I mean, it's welcoming, and that's what I love about, the Midwest, is people don't really just let you go. You're always a part of the Midwest once you're born here.
And if you're wondering, Ben says he has a girlfriend and he connected with her by messaging her on Instagram. I'll see you, Ben. Slide into those DMs.
Did anyone tell all those ladies out there that before
Look
they
at all
lined
those
up?
girls showed up tonight.
I don't think so.
Good for you,
News
Ben.
to them.
Yeah.
News to them.
All right, the weather.
Great.
Alyssa Donovan's
talk
here
about the weather
tonight.
It was a great night for that event.
It was
had
perfect for some
beautiful weather
baseball.
tonight, just a light breeze, and we're going to continue to see those conditions the first half of tomorrow, and then we do have some changes on the way. A cool start to our Friday morning. Those temperatures will be in the 50s and 60s, and then that heat and humidity is back in the forecast for the weekend. Chances of showers and storms nearly every day in the 7 days, starting with tomorrow. Right now, we are starting to see some of those clouds clear. We're at 72 in Indianapolis. Those winds are light out of the north. And then we are at 66 in Kokomo and Bloomington at 69. You can see those are our clear spots. So those temperatures are dropping a little bit quicker just because we don't have that cloud coverage to insulate us from that high pressure, that cool, dry air that has settled over central Indiana right now. As we head overnight, we'll continue to see those clouds clear out. Next, we have this shortwave system that's just off to our west. What's going to happen is that's going to start to approach Indiana tomorrow. That's going to build up our cloud coverage throughout the day. Also going to bring us a small chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon. Likely we'll see a few of those for the morning hours to the southwest of Bloomington, and then just a spot chance as we head into later in the day. And then that will clear out by the late evening hours. That's when we'll see the potential of some clearer skies, and then overnight into Saturday morning as well. After that, warm front is moving in on Saturday. That's going to bring us the potential for showers and thunderstorms Saturday afternoon and evening. That's going to be a better chance than what we see on Friday. More likely we'll see those become scattered in nature. Temperatures climbing into the 90s, and then we're staying in the 90s on Sunday. A little bit warmer, actually. We're going to see those heat index values climbing into the 90s as well. That humidity is back in the forecast with that warm front moving through. Tonight, we're going to see those skies clear out. So if you do have cloud coverage right now at your house, that is going to clear out. Temperatures are dropping off. We'll be in the low 60s. We could see a little bit of patchy fog developing, especially over northwest counties tonight. Just a small chance of that making its way into central Indiana by tomorrow morning. So as you wake up tomorrow, you could see some of that patchy fog just in time for your morning commute. Tomorrow, 84 degrees for our high. Again, starting a little cool in the morning, and then we're going to see partly cloudy skies throughout the day. Small chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm by the afternoon. Looking ahead to the weekend, that's when we see those chances of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon Saturday. Less of a chance on Sunday, but it's still there, and you can see throughout the week we continue to see those chances nearly every day in the forecast. The main focus this weekend, just how hot and humid it's going to be again. Those temperatures climbing back into the low 90s. Those heat index values also in the 90s. So it's going to be kind of an uncomfortable weekend. It'll be a good one to get out to the pool.
All right, maybe to the fair?
Or to the fair.
Maybe? All right. Hey, guess what, guys? The results are in. This year's Taste of the Fair winner is Relleno de Papa.
These are so good.
So you already know what it is. The fair goers voted this treat as the best of the new foods at the Indiana State Fair. It's a mashed potato ball filled with seasoned ground beef and fried golden brown served with rice. Now, while the contest is over, the fair is not. You still have time to try the winning food and much more. The fair goes through Sunday. I think my favorite one a couple of years ago was the donut burger. It's basically two donuts. Burger? Yes.
Oh.
As buns.
It was fun.
It's too much.
It's so good. The list of there, mashed potatoes, seasoned ground beef, and fried. It doesn't matter what combination you put those in, that's going to work out just fine.
It's going to be good.
Right?
But it's so good. Keeps to get it all in one bite. I need to go back to the fair.
Can we get those at midnight or something? They're not open. Okay, we'll see what we can do. All right. There's some extra quarterbacks at Colts camp today. Problem is they're not playing, but they are talking about Andrew Luck. We'll hear from Peyton Manning coming up.
Compass for $239 a month.
Well, here is a great way to finish training camp. Former Colts head coach Tony Dungy addressing the team. Great message for the group as they finished off the 16th and final practice day of the 3-week session, part of Colts Alumni Day up in Westfield. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. Good evening, everyone. Training camp is serious business in the NFL. By the time the final day gets around, though, it's clear that most everyone's ready to move on, ready to sleep in their own beds, ready to move into their own locker room. The Colts had a light mood at the start of today's workout. A lot of guys staying loose, even as several of them are still in a battle for the final handful of roster spots. Team used several head-to-head periods to match up against each other. Got a good look at some action between the Colts receivers and the Browns secondary. Looking good on both ends. Also some good throws from all three quarterbacks. None of those, though, named Andrew Luck, of course. At the end of it all, here's Coach Frank Reich putting a wrap on things for now.
Last year was a really funky schedule, preseason game-wise, as far as days of the week. We got the ideal schedule this year. We got a Saturday game and then another Saturday game, so we treat this next week like an in-season week. After this game, the next 7 days are just like we're in season, so it gives our players a chance to feel that rhythm again. That's a good thing of preparation for us.
An unfortunate end to camp for one of the Colts' talented young players. Wide receiver Darius Fountain went down with a nasty ankle injury about 45 minutes into today's session, was screaming in pain, carted off, taken to the hospital. Fountain had been very impressive at this camp. His second year of the league, a fifth-round draft pick out of Northern Iowa, had a great chance at earning a roster spot, but unfortunately it looks like he will be done for the season, though. We wish him well. The end of camp gives the Colts a chance to invite some VIPs to Grand Park. Alumni Day, we mentioned, bringing back some of the big names from the team's recent championship success. Chief among them, one Peyton Manning. In Westfield for the first time this summer, Peyton's actually been at a handful of NFL camps over the past few weeks. Got a chance to get caught up with some Colts staffers, Tony Dungy, Bill Polian, fellow QB Jim Sorgi there as well. Peyton keeping a close eye on the trio of players that are backing up Andrew Luck. As for the currently missing in action starting quarterback, Peyton knows a little bit about being injured.
Look, it's just part of it, and everybody deals with it. And, I know, I gotta believe Andrew feels like I felt. Wishes it wasn't as much of an ordeal and speculation as there is, but that comes with the territory. Being the quarterback, being the first pick, and so that's just part of the deal. He's handling it well, I think, and I think, like I said, hope for a positive result real soon.
Here's what's coming up on the preseason calendar. Colts-Browns Saturday at Lucas Oil Stadium at 4 o'clock. Normal practice week next week. The Bears here next Saturday. Preseason game number 4 is at Cincinnati the 29th, and that final roster cut in a couple weeks. 4 p.m. on the 31st. The regular season starts September 8th. Indians wrapping up a home series with Rochester tonight. The visitors piled it on early. Couple runs in the second, 4 more in the fourth. 7-3 the final in favor of Rochester. Indians had 10 hits in the game, but also left 10 runners on base. Indians are home this weekend. 7:15 first pitch against Lehigh Valley tomorrow night. Time for one final break. Back to wrap up tonight's news at 11 next.
Grand Cherokee for $269 a month.
Tomorrow, you can enjoy hot sausage and cold beer for a good cause. The 15th annual St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic Church Sausage Fest starts tomorrow at 46th and Illinois on the north side of Indianapolis. Sun King Brewery will debut a special batch of beer called Blessed Be the Hop. And there will be live entertainment and special activities for the kids.
Teen Zone has a DJ, and the kids' games has stuff like Pop-A-Shot, Putt-Putt. They have a Tiger Salon. Tiger is our school's mascot, where you can get your hair done, your nails painted, and so forth and so on. So it's just a good time. It gives the parents some time off to enjoy some sausage and beer.
A little something for everybody. All the money raised from the event goes back to the parish and school. Sausage Fest goes from 5:30 to midnight tomorrow and Saturday.
I love it. I would have never thought I could go get my hair and nails done.
And then have a sausage.
Fest. That's pretty awesome.
Sausage and beer. Don't lose the focus of the festival.
You have no excuse to not go this weekend,
shopping. Thanks for joining us.
Good night.
Thank you.